compared to the previous episodes, we're looking super casual today. I'm like sleeveless shirt, cat print, video games awesome. I don't even, what's that, like a vlog? Vlogs, nobody knows vlogs anymore.
Click on my boobs to go to video games awesome.
Boop. Hello, Riley friends, welcome back to Max and Kitty's Anime Vlogs! Yay! This week we're going over episode 4 of Durarara, season 2. It's episode 4, When in Rome, Do as Romans Do. So let's talk about what happened in today's episode, because I don't know about you, but I'm really darn happy that we're moving forward in the plot. And for a good second there, I thought we were having like flashbacks, we were moving forward in time without like a formal explanation, but that was merely a flashback. I'm so happy. So let's talk about today's episode. I think that the format was a little different because I thought it was gonna be like Erika, Walker, Mikado, Henri, and Aoba do like crazy nerd tour, and it was nothing like that.
No.
It opens up with them being chased by a bunch of gangs.
Bikers.
And then we meet Celti, and then we finally realize what was inside of the bag. What was inside of the bag, Kitty?
It was Yaoi Man.
Yaoi Man!
Or, I don't know if this is his actual name, but Igor.
Yeah, Igor, yeah. We learned that later. Yeah, I think it was really interesting, primarily because what happens in the story is that they go under a bridge, and then basically Celti's like, you guys go and have all these nerds.
You guys go, I'll take care of this.
Yeah, there was like, Dotachin, go take all these nerds to safety, while Celti is a total badass and defeats all the gang members. Of course, everyone being a bunch of giant nerds turn back around and help her, but she's actually aided by 2 new allies?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's actually saved by, or helped by, Rui, in like a suit of armor, which was really cute.
And she's so short, she doesn't even need a head.
Yeah, exactly. And Yaoi Man joins under one strange condition, which is that
Glowing red.
Exactly, he's part of Andre's army. He's part of Andre's army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a bit of a surprise. It feels like another theme for this season is Saika gaining self-control.
Yeah, because we get like a flashback to like the karaoke room where she meets Yaoi Man, and
and you can see little Saika's blade go boop and stab him.
Yeah, that was slightly creepy, but there's actually a point that I want to make, and I'll bring this up later, but I like that when you have a cast of characters this big, you end up seeing them interact, and it's kind of like whenever you need a character to do something, you don't have a background character, you just toss somebody that you know. For example, after they clean up with the biker gangs, like, the biker gangs are like, who's the toughest man here? And then Tom walks by, and is like, well, this person here, whatever, and then, like, they attack him, and make Shisuo spill his drink, and, like, cut part of his shirt. And that's basically a death sentence, because Shisuo basically kills everyone
who touches his shirts.
Exactly.
They were given to him by his precious brother.
His baby brother.
His baby brother.
He keeps calling him his baby brother. It's kind of adorable.
He is a baby.
Yeah.
Casca's a little baby. I don't know what happened to Casca's producer.
Yeah.
He's dead, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, and also like the Yakuza is looking for him as well. It's interesting. I wonder if that's just like they were hired to look for this person, or it's like they have a reason to look for Yuhei's Casca producer.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. I just totally forgot that plot point happened in this episode also.
Yeah, ironically, like, I came into this episode mildly afraid that it would be like a filler episode where we just get like nerds being nerds and being cute. And we got that, but we also moved forward in the plot, and that actually makes me so happy. And what I thought was the cutest is that right after getting this, action-packed scene and, Shisuo beating everybody up,
and Celti and Rui.
And Celti and Rui and Yaoi Man. Or Igor. Let's keep calling him Yaoi Man because I love it. And after that, we get what has got to be the most ridiculous, cutest scene. So, right after this, and by the way, actually, we had a reveal that explained the origin of Yaoi Man and what he was doing there. Yeah. And basically, long story short,
he was in the bag.
He was in the bag, and the twins were basically using him as a way to meet Celti. Yeah. That was it.
That's it,
and I like the way that they went out of their way to actually explain to us step by step. And there was a scene where you see a mysterious man, and I'm like, what if that's Sushi Store Man?
No, we weren't sure who he was.
Yeah, we thought he was a meaningful character.
And
then,
but
I was like, oh, it's Sushi Shop Man. I mean, Sushi Shop. Russia Sushi. Yeah, but he was Russia Sushi Man. And of course, that tied in the fact that, like, they paid Celti a bunch of money to transport the bag man.
Yeah, and it's like, where'd all that money come from?
Yeah, it's the money that the twins found, which happens to be the money that Celti dropped. And that was pretty clever, and I was really happy that that got wrapped up. This episode
it kind of wrapped up everything and then started some new overarching plot lines.
And even within the episode, like, they admit that it's kind of like, okay, what happens, it's adorable, and this actually ties in. You discover that Silty wants to learn how to cook, because, you know, she's in between jobs. And first she asks Andre, who doesn't cook.
Who lives alone.
Yeah.
And probably gets, like, takeout and, like, 7-Eleven food all the time.
Yeah, and, like, top ramen and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then she went to ask Erica, who doesn't do, like, Japanese cuisine.
Yeah.
So clearly, going through the rest of the cast, she's like, okay, who here knows how to cook?
Mika.
Well, who are still holding the most dysfunctional functional couple ever, and they're kind of adorable.
Her apron says, "I heart Seiji."
Yeah, Seiji. Yeah, it's kind of, and Seiji compliments her, which is kind of, because I kept thinking from their appearance in the first season that they were gonna have like a really abusive relationship, and they don't.
Yeah,
they're actually adorable.
They're kind of actually growing to actually like each other for who they are. Well, mainly Seiji.
Well,
I mean, Mika loves
Seiji. She adores him.
Yeah, but Seiji's actually coming to love Mika for who she is, not whose head it looks like she has.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that like she teaches Celti and Henri and Erica how to do a particular Japanese dish, and then they realize that they have to let it like sit overnight, so there's nothing to it for dinner. And Shinra's like, "Well, let's do a hot pot party
in the middle of summer."
No, and
spring actually. It's spring.
And they invite all of their friends. And remember that I said friends. And you get this really adorable scene where like they're all like eating hot pot.
Shinra and Celti's house. And
and like Mikado, Henri, like
Dotachin and the gang.
Shizuo is there. Tom is there.
Oh yeah, Tom is there.
It's really adorable. And even Shinra says, "Wow, it's been a crazy couple of days, hasn't it?" And that to me nailed it right there. Like this has wrapped up those last 3 days. Now we know that players, and this episode left us with a really nice note. But there was such an adorable moment with like Shinra and Celti and
where Celti is like, "I don't know if I should keep taking dangerous jobs because like I worry about us and about like leaving you or things happening to us." And it's so cute.
It's so like. It's really funny because generally you watch an entire series to get a relationship like that, and in this show that's what, like it's there from day one. Well, day one in season 2.
Yeah.
But it's so adorable. It's so beautiful seeing them as an adorable couple who actually understand and support each other.
Yeah.
Because even Shinra is like, well, this is what you like to do, right?
Yeah.
And if I can overcome you having this profession and understand you, then I can do anything. Yeah. And it's like so adorable, and the fact that he invites all of his friends and. This was followed up with the most dorky. Oh, by the way, and the twins are also there.
The twins are at their house eating hot pot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. And that's where we see Igor.
So
that's right. Yeah.
In order to like also pay for the twins giving him that money, he takes them out shopping.
Exactly.
And they go have hot pot.
Yeah.
And
I actually like the idea of like the twins and Igor, who is this Russian assassin.
Giant. I think he's like 5th most seeked after.
Yeah. Most dangerous Russian assassin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's really adorable that he's
just like carrying all their bags. He's like,
and then he's like washing dishes and it's cute. It's kind of adorable, and it's interesting because he's a really dangerous person, and a lot of his danger is disarmed by the fact that he's actually being controlled now by Saika.
Yeah.
Right, like to me it's like
so if he ever got out of hand.
Yeah,
Henri could just or Saika really, because Henri's I don't think really controlling him.
And that to me kind of seems like asking for like a nice plot element to come later, where maybe Yaoi Man realizes that he's being controlled and wants to like break out because he is the 5th most dangerous hitman out there. So a nice interesting plot point. But we get an adorable moment. It's stupidly adorable. We see the chat room and and
everybody's in the chat room, and then like you suddenly hear. Excuse me. You hear Mayoru and Kuridi's voices, and you're like, "What? They're not in the chat room. Where they come from?" And he pulls up the private chat and is like, "What the hell? Where'd you come from?" Like, nobody gave us this address.
Yes, and one of the best parts is that like everyone is in the chat room talking about eating hot pot, and Isaya's like, "You're like that's only for winter."
And then he turns to Namie and he's like, "Do you want to go get hot pot?"
and Namie is
sitting there watching the chat and being like, "Just because you don't have any friends that invited you to hot pot doesn't mean I'm gonna go with you."
That's It's kind of funny because it does feel like it almost feels like this could have been like a mini arc. Really, it's at the end of a mini arc, and we got like a nice lighthearted moment between like Isaya literally being like nobody invited me to eat hot pot.
Yeah.
really adorable.
And not only are those two groups eating hot pot, but even Kita and Saki went out for hot pot as well. So literally everyone in the chat is eating hot pot.
Yes,
except Izaya.
Yeah, it was nice seeing him fluster and then like realizing that Namia was reading the chat as well and just like laughing at him.
Yeah.
It's really adorable.
He's pretty silly.
And of course, like any other sort of like story, the pacing leaves us with something a little more. We actually see Aoba, or Aoba, I guess if I'm pronouncing it.
The Yakuza.
Oh, yeah. We had a scene with the Yakuza, and who a couple of their members look like X-Men characters.
Yeah,
there's like Wolverine and
Wolverine.
Toad, yeah. And they were talking about looking for the producer. And I don't know if like they have something where like they're looking for him because he owed them money.
Yeah.
Or like somebody hired them to look for him. It's interesting. And of course, if they're making a point of it, it's going to become a point in the story. So it's interesting. I wonder where that's going to go.
And we finally get to see Akabayashi in actual...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we actually see him in... Yeah.
The opening and ending.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then we go to Alba.
Yeah, who is in a building that looks a lot like the old base of the Yellow Scarves.
I think it is implied that it is... Well, it looks pretty goddamn similar, so...
Yeah, so we see Aoba all being mildly, like...
Psychotic
looking. Yeah, psychotic, like, explaining how, like, Mikado loves the struggle between the groups.
And he loves the conflict and the drama of it.
Yeah.
Which it kind of relates to what Izaya told Mikado in the season 1 half ending, where he's like, if you want things to not be boring, you have to keep evolving.
Exactly, Things
become more dangerous and more crazy, which it really relates to that.
Yeah.
And then...
there was a particular line that he says just before we cut to a mini thing with Isaiah, really ominous, and then cuts to the end of the episode. And we actually rewind to reread it to make sure that we knew well.
Yeah.
Aoba says, because one of his goons basically calls him Izumi, and Aoba says, "Don't call me by my former name, it reminds me of my brother." And Kitty and I were like, wait a minute, because she remembered a particular name.
If you guys remember the later half of season 1, Izumi was the leader of the Blue Squares.
Who were battling with the Yellow Scarves back in the day before the Yellow Scarves defeated them.
Yeah, but they kidnapped Saki, broke her legs, and then like Walker and the gang rescued her. But anyway, that basically dissolved the Blue Squares because the police. It was such a big incident that the police actually got involved. And Izaya was the one that told them where to get Saki.
Exactly.
And Alba has this line where he's like, he's going to take revenge on not only the Yellow Squares, not only the dollars, but also specifically Orihara Izaya.
Exactly. And as soon as as he said that, we were breaking it down, analyzing it. It's like, and to me, it feels like he's coming in to stir trouble, cause... And
get revenge.
Yeah, and I think we're sliding right into predictions right now, because the episode ends right there. And we're given an insight into, like, the next episode could be about Namie. I would kind of like that, because she's kind of been on the sidelines for too long, and I want to see her do something for the story.
She's actually been a little bit more active now, because she, like, knows the chat, and she can basically, like, read everything Isaiah's saying to his friends. Yeah. Never invite him to hot pots.
Yeah, and I've been saying this forever since we were watching season 1, because, like, Namie has been, like... Every time you see her, she's reading Isaiah's stuff. She's going through his books, through his records, through his folders. Files. She's looking for something, and that's got to be important. That has got to be important to the story. But Aoba, I think he wants to stir trouble. I think he wants to cause the Dollars and the Yellow Scarves to fight each other to the point where they're both weak enough that the revived Blue Squares can take over the entirety of Ikebukuro.
I don't know if he
then the world.
I'm not sure if he wants to regroup the Blue Squares. I don't know.
So you think he's just out just to get revenge on the people who ruined his... I
think so, because like his older brother's like in jail and probably for the rest of his life for kidnap and like I don't know. Maybe they got him attempted murder at least on like injuring another person. I forget what that's called in legal terms, but like he's in trouble. Yeah. So I wonder, and that's why he knows. Mikado is the leader of the Dollars, and that, like, Kita is the leader of the Yellow Scarves. Yeah. So.
And I think we're also analyzing that, like, I was wondering, like, how does he know Isaiah? And it was because Isaiah was playing both teams. Isaiah was giving the Yellow Scarves information on the Blue Squares, and the Blue Squares information on the Yellow Scarves. Yeah. To the point that it was Isaiah who told the Blue Squares about Maki. Saki. I keep getting that wrong. But he gave them information on Saki. So
and where
clearly,
to find her, so. But before that, he had been playing the Yellow Scarves, telling Kita about where to find the Blue Squares to cause fights. Yeah. So he just basically.
Yeah. So I do think. Okay, who do you think Aoba hates the most?
Izaya. He mentioned him by name.
Yeah.
I think he kind of is. I don't know if he really hates Mikado, or I think he's kind of in awe of him in some ways.
Oh, okay,
because, like,
okay.
he understands where he's coming from, because he wants
Yeah,
all that action
yeah.
and drama and stuff, and, like, also wants to live a normal life. So,
mhm.
I think Aoba really gets that about Mikado.
Yeah,
And I don't know, he probably doesn't like Kita very much, but I think Izaya is the one he hates the most, because he
Yeah.
caused the most damage. And it was really, like, without Izaya, like, meddling in on both
Yeah,
sides, I
yeah.
don't think the Yellow Scarves and the Blue Scarves would have fought as much, and it would
Yeah.
never have gotten to that point.
Yeah.
So-
You know what? I have to absolutely fully agree with you. And it's funny because, as I've mentioned, when you have these characters in play, like, there's no need to bring in external sources. You can just, like, draw characters in. And when I imagine Aoba, basically going out to kill Isaya, I'm picturing who's gonna step in between. Because, look at the entire cast. Is anyone gonna step in and defend Isaya? When basically, and part of me is like, I would love to see Shisuo get in between. Out of, like,
cute.
it's like, no, nobody beats up this nerd but me.
Yeah.
But,
I think the Yakuza are gonna
Yeah.
have to protect Izaya.
Yeah. I mean, because
Aoba can actually do damage.
It's a sort of thing where it's like, I understand that Isaya just likes to stir trouble, but as a broker, like, the Yakuza needs a broker. You need
Yeah.
somebody who can tell you information and to find people.
And he always
So,
knows
yeah.
what's
So
going
it's a
on
sort of
in
thing.
Ikebudo.
I don't want to call him unnecessary evil because I don't necessarily think that he's evil. He just causes
He's
trouble.
just a shit.
Yeah, and I love seeing him being human. Like, he realizes all of his friends went out to get hot pot and nobody invited him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey Nami, I want to go get hot pot."
Now he's like, lol, no.
It's like, lol, nerd now. GTFO loser.
Yeah, she probably like get hot pot with Seiji later.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
So-
clearly because she loves her brother.
Yeah, I wonder if that's ever gonna. Oh, and we saw in the
In the preview.
preview. When did all those shots of all those people? Because we saw Fedora Kid. When did we see that? Was it in the preview?
Was it in the preview? I think he might have been in the preview.
It must be in the preview. So we saw.
Yeah.
We finally see Fedora Kid.
Yeah. He's gonna be introduced
With
in
all
the next
those
episode.
girls that he's walking
Yeah,
with in
yeah.
the intro, and then we saw Kabayashi in this episode.
Yeah.
There's-
I did make a point that, like, the last character that we still need to see is, like, Big Tough Man.
Yeah, and Verona.
And
Biker Girl.
Biker Girl.
Blonde Biker Girl.
Which, I think, talking predictions, I have the faint feeling that, like, Celti may give up her job as a transporter, and then Verona's gonna come in, and it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, well, I can still do this. It's gonna be like a competition, and I want that. I think it would be really cute. Yeah.
I have this, like, faint feeling that I know that Verona is also a Russian assassin.
You know what? That would actually kind of make sense. I actually would buy that.
I know my approximate knowledge of the novels, and that seems to be coming to me. So
Yeah, which, didn't you say that they're bringing them to the US?
yes,
Yeah, so
somebody whoever's publishing them confirmed it on Twitter that they're coming to the US.
So, you may consider looking forward in the future to maybe, like, Max and Kitty,
Read.
light novel vlogs.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, if we'll have to see, because light novels.
They've got illustrations in them.
Eh,
I'm in for that.
yeah.
Give me more.
So, okay,
Predictions.
predictions. Do you have any more predictions you want to talk about? I mean, I want more twins.
Well, that's
that's just,
wish list.
yeah.
I always want more
Okay,
twins.
well, yeah. I predict there will be more twins.
I predict that Alba's gonna be the main, I don't know, baddie, the main antagonist of this.
He's definitely setting himself
season.
up for that, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, my wish list. Can Kita actually come back, please?
I don't know if I said this in the previous episode. I think I did, but
Yeah.
it would be pretty funny if it's like he comes in to save them on the final episode. That would be. I don't want to say shit, but it would be rather unfortunate. Maybe half the season, maybe halfway through the season. It's still a long way.
I feel like he's slowly, like, he was in this episode in the chat. So.
Oh, one of the things that I said while we were talking about, like, Aoba coming out as being a blue square, is
Or at
that
least related to them.
it's like, I like the idea of, like, I was saying, like, okay, what happens if, like, Mikado and Andre finally stumble upon Kita, and then they have that nice bonding friend moment, and then Aoba is there, and he's like, that's him, the leader of the Yellow Scarves, right there, and I don't think he would take action right there on the spot.
No,
but
he seems
would,
more like the
but-
planning type.
Yeah, but
like he has goons of his own.
yeah, I would
Almost
love to see
fabulous.
him. I would love to see him, like, get all stiff and be like, hello.
Hello, what's your name?
Yeah.
I'm Alba, whatever my last name
Yeah,
is.
not Izumi, clearly not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's some stupidly
it's-
long name.
it's-
Anyway.
Again, as I've mentioned, I love when you have this cast of characters and you don't need to pull, a new antagonist. You can just put characters in between each other, and I want to see what as for for wish list, I mean, I guess we're done with prediction.
Yeah.
As for wish list, I would love to see someone getting between Aoba and Isaiah, because it's the sort of thing where like nobody really likes Isaiah. They kind of admit that
he's useful.
They
like,
they
to the
acknowledge
Yakuza.
they acknowledge his existence. He, as a matter of fact, exists around them. But it's like, who's gonna step in between and be like, okay, no killing happening here? And I love that conflict of interest. Because
and it's like, well, who's going to be the one to step up for Isaiah when nobody actually really likes him? Is it going to be the person who hates him most, Shizuo? Is it going to be the people who he's most useful to, the Yakuza?
Yeah.
Is it going to be
the nerds?
The nerds who are like,
Mikado
killing is bad?
Yeah,
Please don't do that.
Yeah, see, I kind of like that. I like when you have all these characters with different beliefs and they kind of play off each other.
And it's not really like he's good, we have to save him. It's like, no, he's an
No.
asshole, but you shouldn't like do this to that person.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah. It will be really interesting. And then Kida shows up and actually starts beating him.
He's like, no.
it's like no, kill him.
Yeah, Kia's like,
It's like,
I'll kill him.
Cracks
Alba,
knuckles.
wanna.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they team up and start. This you don't know how to fit.
I wasn't looking. Yeah.
Okay, is there any awards you want to hang out tonight?
Most confusingest chat color to have picked.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Maidu
Yeah.
Kuduri, which
Yeah.
I think is like, I think Maidu is the light blue, whereas Mikado is like a darker blue.
Yeah.
And then I think Kuduri is like a light yellow orange, whereas somebody's an orange.
No.
Isaiah's an orange.
Yeah, Isaiah. Yeah, that is, and it's funny
Thanks, twins.
because for a good moment, and I don't mean to be like, I liked it better in the first season, but I liked it better in the first season when they had like
The little
icons for the
images.
characters.
Yeah.
That made it so much easier for me.
Yeah.
And now when it's just like, okay, colors, and then the twins show up, and I'm like,
Like, who these new people? I don't even know.
Yeah, and the text moves so fast.
Yeah, and it's hard to look at the chat with the text on there, even though it's
Yeah.
like in Japanese, but also look at the subtitles. So
Yeah.
you're like, color, which one? Who's speaking? Also voices.
Yeah, that was
It
a little.
it was a little confusing
confusing,
until Isaiah pulled out the private chat and is like, twins, and we're like, oh.
Yeah. And as for awards, I think I gotta.
I got one too.
Okay.
Cutest goddamn OTP.
Goes to.
Well, obviously, Celti and Shinra.
Oh my God! Yes.
Oh, her little like head.
Yeah. It's like that's how she.
It's like
That's how
a
she
kiss,
kisses.
you
That's how
know.
she kisses. It's just like a little head touch. It's adorable. I was actually also gonna give an award to Shinra for being
yeah. Best boyfriend.
No, as like best friend. Period. Because
Yeah.
it's like all these people who we have known for ages and all
that you love. And,
yeah.
you
Not
know.
only like because you actually know from the first season that he was friends in high school with Shizuo and with Dotachin.
And Isaiah. Well, he's been friends with Isaiah since middle school.
Yeah.
So-
Though he did not invite him.
Well, yeah.
That might have been mostly to not anger anyone else.
Yeah,
but I love the fact.
especially Shizuo.
Yeah, I love the fact that it wasn't just like, well, we don't have food. You know what? Let's have hot pot. Just the five of us.
Yeah.
No, let's invite all of
Like
our friends.
Everyone.
And that's so nice of him.
Yeah.
It really is. Because he didn't have to.
No.
He didn't have to go all the way, and then he went all the way.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to like bury the lead if this is actually going to happen or not, but I like Shinra. I think he's a really nice person, and he's an absolute target. He could.
I do wonder, and especially with Celti talking about her worrying about
yeah,
him,
getting him
a
in
lot,
trouble.
especially
Yeah.
in this episode. I'm kind
Yeah.
of like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
actually, I just realized something about the hot pot party. You know,
Uh-huh.
you know who else he didn't invite?
Who didn't invite?
Shingen.
Oh,
He
that's
invited
oh, yeah,
Emilia,
yeah, he invited
but
Emilia,
not
but not
Shingen.
yeah, that's yeah, Shinra, yeah.
Shinra,
yeah.
not great son, but Shingen's not great father.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think Shinra
Yeah,
couldn't be even more of a target if he had like
Although-
a bullseye on his chest.
Although
no.
the Yakuza also need him, so.
Yeah, so it's the sort of thing where it's
So,
like,
like, the Yakuza won't go after them, but,
Yeah.
like, if... Well, actually, the bounty got taken off of Celti's head, so that...
oh yeah,
that
yeah, so
plotline's
that's
gone
kind
too,
of
so
the
we're
song.
good.
Yeah,
So, I was gonna say-
I wonder if somebody who's going to want to get to Celti would go through Shinra to get to Celti.
I almost wonder if, like, his own dad would do that.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't put it past. I
Yeah.
would not put it past Shingen to actually do that.
Yeah, to be like, well, I have to run this experiment on you because I have your boyfriend.
Yeah. You know what? He would definitely get the worst dad in the world award just for that, because that is pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Talking about shitty things, the episode is over.
I know.
I'm really looking forward for it's okay.
I was gonna say we have to wait 2 more weeks, but I'm thinking of Sailor Moon.
No, next week. We'll be back next week. But I am so happy that the plot is moving forward. I was getting a little overburned with shooting like back and forth in time, and like we literally had
3 days.
Yeah, we literally had
2
a chart,
days.
and you saw. I think you saw it last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little excessive. I'm so happy that we're moving forward though.
Yeah, I think we're finally going to be moving forward in school time as well, because I'm pretty sure that Fedora Kid was hanging out with some of the bully girls.
Yeah,
I thought I recognized some of those girls. I think like the school plot's going to move forward.
Yeah.
The transporter plot's going to move forward. Alba's going to move forward.
Yeah.
I think things are finally going.
Moving on. Yeah, and I'm excited to see what happens. Is there anything else you would like to say to our audience, Kitty, before we move on today?
Are you watching Durarara? Because you should.
You should watch Durarara. You can watch it on Crunchyroll. It's coming out as it's coming out in Japan. And if you have missed the first season, you can go check it out on Hulu and on Crunchyroll.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all. It's available.
One of them has the dub, but I don't remember which one. I keep saying the opposite one.
I think it's Hulu. I think Hulu has the dub.
I don't know.
The dub is actually good. Generally, dubs are not good. This dub is actually really good. It's got a bunch of really fun, awesome voice actors, and it's kind of adorable. It really is. So,
and it's actually like, as watching the Japanese one, it's actually pretty accurate to the Japanese.
They did a pretty good job.
Did capture the essence of all the voices.
Yeah, maybe Dotachin's voice is a little too deep, but other than that though,
in the Japanese one,
it's I was gonna say
really deep. Yeah,
it's really deep.
Well, I like the guy who plays him.
Yeah. All the voice actors are like.
They're precious.
Cause it's funny because if you go check out their IMDb, is like he voiced that and that and that, and it's just
like, oh, look at all the things.
It's adorable.
Yay!
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching us ramble about this week's episode. If you have any comments or your own feelings to share with us, leave it in the comments below. As always, though, like, subscribe, do all of the socially related things, and we'll be seeing you soon. Mwah!